Still right at our 1 o'clock. Not doing a whole lot of diving. It's kind of just sitting a little bit further in the water column, it looks like, for a minute or so. Both still right at 1.
তুমি ওটার কোলে নিয়ে এটার পাঠিয়ে দাও এদিকে
You may notice too that we're trying to travel parallel to them, and again, that's part of our whale sense guidelines. We never want to try to approach a whale head on, or we don't want to cut off its path of travel. They also have a blind spot in front of them. Their eyes are on the sides of their head, so they don't have an uninterrupted range of vision. So by traveling parallel, you always know that they can see us. There's our humpbacks back up at our 2 o'clock. The other should be right next to it.
অজিকা আসো অজিকা এই যে এখান থেকে দেখা যায় চলে চলে আসো কি আসো আসো চলে আসো এদিকে দাঁড়াও এদিকে দাঁড়াও দেখো উইজেট
They're both right at our 1 o'clock. We're going to be moving towards our 12. We're going to try to switch sides and see if we can get them on the left-hand side of the boat here. They've been moving pretty predictably. They're not really diving at the moment. They're kind of just hanging out beneath the water for a minute or so, popping up in a very predictable path of motion. So they're right at our 11 o'clock now. They very likely were feeding earlier. They might be just taking a little bit of a rest here. Again, not a whole lot of movement going on.
ওই পাশে চলে গেছে আসো বসে দেখো এখান থেকে দেখা যাবে হ্যাঁ
Again, not much arching here. They could just be a little deeper in the water. Should still be somewhere right around our 11 o'clock. of those whales back up. And there's the other. It's 2 adult humpback whales traveling side by side. A little bit of a stretch from one of them.
ভালোভাবে উঠাও হ্যাঁ
Both of these whales just kind of taking it easy next to us at our 10 o'clock here, kind of doing a little bit of stretching, no real deep dives since we got here. This has allowed them to stay close to the surface for longer, so kind of selfishly this works out well for us because we've been getting some really good looks at them. Versus when we got here, they were down for 6 to 7 minutes, weren't sure where they were going to be. So when they're moving like this, it does give us a little bit better of a chance to get some looks at them. So again, because we'll kind of come to a certain distance from the whale and then we'll stop and slow down, anytime that they come closer to us, like what we're seeing today, is something that they're choosing to do, so we don't often get these kinds of looks where we get to see them as close as we're seeing them. This is definitely very exciting. So even though we haven't seen these whales really bring their tails up very close since we got here, they've settled into this sort of behavior. As we were heading towards them when we first got here, we got some